The time I really decided to go into social work was when I got out of service. I knew I wanted to work with low-income people because I came from a very low-income family myself. A friend of mine, Bill Kahn, who was the director of the Jewish Federation at that time, suggested that I come here to school. And I did, and I'm very glad I did, because one of my professors was Wayne Vasey. And Wayne Vasey was talking about the federal government getting into dealing with problems of the poor directly. When the Economic Opportunity Act was passed in '64, and they started HTC as the first one in Missouri, I visited with him and joined the staff of the Human Development Corporation. '64 was very bad for poverty in St. Louis. In fact, the '60 census that we used to get our early statistics showed that St. Louis had the highest infant mortality rate in the country. So I set up a neighborhood center in the near South Side, and that's where I was directly involved with many, many clients. One particular lady who was very quiet later became a dynamic, like a public speaker. She'd go to all the rallies, all the civil rights rallies. That was what it was all about. It was to secure the maximum feasible participation of the poor in the program, not just as recipients, but as staff and supervisors and as board people. I was involved with the adult education program. We call it the Voluntary Improvement Program. There was one ceremony that I presided in where we had a grandchild, a parent, and a grandparent. All three received their GED certificate at that same ceremony from the state. So it was exciting. Our goal was to reduce poverty to its irreducible minimum, and we tried and made a lot of success and a lot of headway. Of course, a lot of people say today the war on poverty didn't work, but it did, because it really brought a lot of people out from their shell and gave them opportunities that they otherwise wouldn't have had.